I had 11 missed calls in a row from Melissa's phone, and when I tried to call her back, there was no answer.
He was working for President Bush, and that whole day, I had this weird headache, and I never really get headaches.
We remember walking down the street. We had just seen Air Force One land.
My head is hurting so hard, so I say to them, and I know this is so strange, but I just need to sit down.
We were really little, so we thought that was just normal, that she wanted to take a nap or something. And she just lay down on the side of the street.
There was a woman who was riding her bike to work in the snow. She saw me sit down with two little girls and thought that looks weird. She pulled off and came over and said, "Do you all need help?" And at that point, I was in the middle of an aneurysm. They figured out what happened, and they said, "We don't know what's going to happen when she wakes up. You could have a wife that'll never take care of your children again." There's just a whole range.
We didn't know if she was going to make it at that point. My mom and my sister came out to live with us, and I'd put my two little girls to bed. They were 3 and 5. We'd get into Melissa in my bed. I'd be in the middle and have my arms around a girl on both sides.
Then my dad would come back for like half the night, and then he'd go back to the hospital.
As soon as the nurses had let me in after visiting hours, I'd take to the halls and try to find a vacant room somewhere and steal a hospital bed, marry it up to Melissa's bed, snuggle over up against her, and every night I would do these two moments of going to bed, have my girls think I was going to sleep with them, then sneak out of the house and go and steal a bed to sleep with Melissa in the hospital.
He really set up a great system of support where we could kind of keep things going.
5 or 6 months after the event, we had a battery of tests done, and they said she's had nearly 3 years of recovery in these 6 months, and a lot of the things that we'd been telling you weren't going to come back. We think you're going to get a lot of these mental capabilities back. We had changed jobs about 6 weeks before. The hospital dug through her purse and found an insurance card, but it was an insurance card that was from the job that we had left 6 weeks ago. And who'd have known that we were going to be fighting 2 different insurance companies for the next 5 months about a $160,000 bill that should have been covered. It's obvious that our healthcare system was a complete mess in that you had no portability across jobs, and ObamaCare's done nothing to make any of that better. Now, instead of a big company owning your health insurance policy, the president says a big government bureaucrat can own your health insurance policy. Families should own their health insurance policy. These aren't political issues to us. This is personal.
People are suffering. People are going through these things, and yet God can use this for good.
She is fine, except that she can't drive because all of the vision in her left eye was shut off. There's like a line that she can't see.
It's been 7 years now. We made it through that time. I still have a little bit of fatigue, I think, from that time, but overall, we're back.